doing their relative intimacies. That's very wonderful. We'd also like to welcome the Commissioner of the Nigerian Communications Commission, very distinguished personality. You can see him walking up in the person of Mr. Dominic Mwafo. Please put your hands together for Mr. Dominic Mwafo. Thank you very much for the presence. Invited guests, Leadership Watch. Leadership Watch, the person of Dr. M. Iwoyawu. Dr. Iwoyawu, please, to the high table.
All right. We'd also like to invite to the front, so we can recognize them. We'd like to make proper arrangements for sitting on a high table. Please, ushers, you can also usher them to the front middle row. Thank you. Well, let me also invite
Finally, the last
number portability in the person of Orlando Tunu. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to move on to, and as we do recognize them most in particular order, with Mr. Diewulu Aderi Peku. Please put your hands together for the manager of Low World. You're welcome.
Globacom is still represented here by the global customer.
Other members of the SEC here present, the operators in the industry, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Mike Onya. I'm the commissioner in NCC. And I am making these opening remarks on behalf of the Executive Commissioner in charge of Stakeholder Management, who is unavoidably absent. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this very important occasion, the NCC Telecoms Consumer Outreach Program here in Calabar, in Kenya City. This forum is one of the activities carried out by the Consumer Affairs Department of the Commission in educating and enlightening telecom consumers, as well as in safeguarding and protecting their interests. At the Nigerian Communications Commission, the consumer is recognized as the king, and so enjoys a primary focus in terms of service availability, good quality of service, facilitating rural access, establishing call centers, and similarly, at forums like this event, the consumer remains the target beneficiary. You might recall that in May 2011, the Nigerian Communications Commission initiated the SIM card registration program with a view to protecting the consumers, among other reasons. One of the reasons for the SIM card registration was to provide a credible database of all mobile telephone users, which will be used for the implementation of the mobile number portability (MNP) in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to inform you that the Commission has commenced the process of introducing the mobile number portability, so that subscribers can have option of changing their network at will, while retaining their mobile number. The aim of introducing this notable initiative is to foster competition and to improve on quality of service. However, for the successful implementation of the mobile number portability program, we must have a number portability clearing house, which takes the responsibility of porting or transferring the numbers to the network of choice. It is also important to note that one of the major prerequisites for a number to be ported is to have the number registered in the SIM registration database. Without this database, the network operators will not be able to identify a porting subscriber or confirm that such is the rightful owner of the number being ported. We therefore urge you to ensure that your SIM cards are registered so that we can all benefit from the forthcoming mobile number portability program. As earlier mentioned, the Commission has already embarked on the deployment of mobile number portability clearinghouse that will be managed by a reputable and neutral operator. The process of developing the database has begun this February and is expected to be completed before the year runs out. When completed, subscribers who will want to migrate from one network to another while retaining their mobile numbers will be privileged to do so at no cost. However, re-migration to another network or to the original network can only be possible after a 90 days period so as to avoid abuse of the system. It is also noteworthy to note that all subscriber data captured or kept in the MNP database will be strictly confidential, and therefore people should not entertain any fear of their data being compromised. On the quality of service of the various network operators, the Commission will continue to emphasize that quality of service index of all networks be published through the media at regular intervals, so as to guide subscribers in making an informed decision on the network to choose before migration. Equally important, we wish to highlight that there will be transparency for all of the network tariff platforms, such that consumers can be duly notified of the tariff structure of the network they are migrating to. It is obvious that once the mobile number portability becomes operational, there will be significant improvement in the quality of service delivery, and therefore subscribers will no longer be compelled to carry many handsets at the same time for the fear of network failure. They can always migrate to the best network of quality while retaining their number. It is also believed that this technology will reduce tariff considerably and will bring healthy competition in the industry. In conclusion, I wish to remind all consumers to call NC's toll-free number 0800 call NCC or 0800-2255-622 when not satisfied with the resolution of complaints with their service providers, including internet service providers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I must also remind you that it is dangerous to use your mobile phone while driving. Every call can wait to save lives. Once again, I welcome you to this forum, and I look forward to fruitful deliberation. Thank you for this.
For the Nigerian Communications Commission seated here and the consultant on that project for the Nigerian Communications Commission. Please, I want to crave your indulgence to patiently watch this presentation, make your observations, your notes, so that there will be quality discussion after the presentation. Ask questions or make inquiries. Thank you. So on this note, Engineer Abba from the Nigerian Communications Commission, please appreciate him.
Thank you very much. Before Engineer takes, I would like to also recognize the presence of
as you are all aware, first of all, what is even number portability? Now, number portability is a service which allows subscribers to change their network operator without changing their telephone number. I think it will be very amazing for all of us to say, okay, I have a number that I can actually migrate to another network operator without actually the network operator holding me to ransom in terms of either quality of service or tariff or whatever, isn't it? So I'm sure every one of us now knows what number portability is. You can pick your number, get to a vendor and change that number onto the network of your own choice. Now, In the absence of mobile number portability, customers have to actually give up their number and must adopt a new one when they switch to operators. Now, as a result, customers face switching costs, loss of business contacts. Most times they have to inform people about changing their number, printing new business cards, missing valuable calls for people that do not have their new number. Now, number portability is here to sort out this problem for us. Now, as an example, if you have an operator A and you want to migrate to an operator B, now what you need to do is to get to operator B, whom you want to migrate your number with your mobile number, which you are originally on, and tell you that, look, I want this number ported to your own network. So, when you give me the number, there are some processes that you have to go through, authentication processes, that you have to exactly know that you are actually the real owner of this number, and within some couple of hours, this number that you have ported, whether you have ported MTEL to another network or whatever, it will appear on your network. Now, some of the services that can be ported are voice calls, non-voice services such as video telephony, SMS, MMS, and other mobile messaging services that are actually on that recipient network. Now, in trying to do that, now we have to get a centralized clearinghouse that will be responsible for migration of this data. Now, NCC since 2010 has gone through vigorous selection process to ensure that this clearinghouse that is going to come and service the Nigerian subscribers has actually, we have taken a vigorous process to ensure that we have a reputable NPC clearinghouse, that the clearinghouse that is responsible for porting of these numbers. In fact, over 11 international companies actually bidded for this process. At the end, through our consultants, KPMG, we came out with a vendor that can actually give us service, and that's Telecodia. Now, Telecodia actually is one of the operators of mobile number portability globally that has footprints virtually everywhere. Now, in United States of America, they are actually the ones that are actually responsible for implementation of NPC. In South Africa, they are equally the ones that are responsible for implementation of this NPC. In India, they are equally the ones that are responsible for implementation of this NPC. So that's why we took our time to ensure that the NPC clearinghouse that will be responsible for this migration is actually of reputable character and it has a wide coverage all over the world. Now, the diagram you are seeing here, we are showing a network operator 1, network operator 2, and network operator 3. I don't know why the other oval shape, bigger oval shape hasn't come up, but that one actually is a SIM registration box. Now, if you came as a subscriber, you want to migrate from network operator A to network operator B, 2. All you need to do, because we don't want the donor operator whom you have lost confidence in the service to actually get even in touch with you. So what we do is we get network operator 2 where you want to migrate. Look, this is my SIM card, this is my number, I need to migrate to network operator 2. Now this network operator will say, where is your photo ID? Have you agreed that you are going to migrate to this? Yes. If that is the case, please send an SMS to us indicating that yes, you actually have agreed to migrate to network operator 2. Now by the time you send the SMS, and for your information, the network operator 2 doesn't have to be the network operator. They will have their own providers, like the dealers, sub-dealers that can actually take care, so that at least everybody will be served. Not necessarily you have to go to either a friendship center or any center where you have to do that. You can do that through their own dealers and sub-dealers. Now, by the time you give your photo ID, you send an SMS that you really want to migrate to Network Operator 2. Now, there will be some authentication processes to ensure that this number you are putting is you are the real owner of this number. And to do that, we have to get in touch with the SIM registration box to ensure that yes, this photo ID and other parameters that are given are really tied with the SIM registration data which you actually gave while registering your SIM. As soon as this process is completed, the network operator will get in touch with the NTC, that's the clearinghouse. And that is when the process of voting will begin. Now, after some couple of hours, the network clearinghouse will now get in touch with the donor operator, that is network operator 1, that I want to port this number. And these are all the authentication processes that I've gone through. Now, the network operator, the original network operator, will release that number on your SIM. However, so once this process is actually accomplished, there will be an SMS that will be sent to you, actually confirming to you that the process has been completed. And you'll be asked, and I've been given some time, and you'll be asked to actually put in your new SIM for network operator 2 while they provision your original number on that SIM of network operator 2. As soon as that is completed, you will make location update, and what you see is a network operator 2 service on your mobile phone. So in essence, what it means is anybody that calls that your original number will now have to search network operator 1 and find out that where is this particular number that was originally on this number, on this your network. And you will have to route that call to your own number. So you see, we have avoided the issue of actually trying to change your number, whatever. Now, these are, as I already highlighted, these are some of the benefits of actually number portability. It removes barriers to the choice of service providers by the subscriber. It also allows subscribers to change service providers without having to notify their friends or colleagues of a change in number. It increases the level of open competition among the telecom service providers on issue of concern to the subscribers, such as quality of service, customer care, value added service, and other. Now, I'm sure some of the subscribers will now have a question: why is it that this service is not being introduced all this time? Now, for an operator to actually roll out the site, he must have done a lot of investments. And there has to be planning and willing which allow this operator to see whether he has improved on his network. However, when the network quality is not actually adequate, this is one of the tools that you have to apply in order to optimize. So it's left to the network operators actually to either improve on their network or they get out of the market. Isn't it? Now, I have already said most of these things. This is actually how the voting process is actually going to take place.
You walk into the recipient operator retail store or dealer outlet to request for a quote. Then customer fills in the quote request authorization form, signs and presents their photo ID. Customer sends text SMS to a toll-free number. Then the system checks customer information against SIM registration database to confirm customer registration and verifies the customer identification. If verification is successful, customer receives a notification that quoting process has started. Customer is informed that quoting process is complete and advised to change SIM. Customer changes SIM and now active on new network. Then the quoting is completed. However, there are some key features of this quoting that actually people need to know. Quoting process will take maximum of 2 working days, 48 hours. And what we've done is, actually the number portability clearing house is being made to operate from Mondays to Sundays. Monday to Saturday, then Sundays we have like limited time. Maybe like 5 hours or 6 hours we need to operate. Subscribers can only port once in every 90 days. I'm sure you all believe with me, if we actually allow subscribers to port freely, anytime they want, there is going to be an abuse of the system and the system is not going to. That's why we say, okay, people should actually come on a particular network for 90 days. If they are not satisfied, then they can migrate back to their original operator or to another operator. Only subscribers who have registered their SIM can port their numbers. This is an absolute prerequisite that you have to register your number before you can actually port. Recipient operator will provide customers with a new SIM during the porting process, possibly at no cost. No contact with the donor operator during the porting process. This actually is put in place in order to actually avoid anti-competition. Customer required to provide photo ID and recipient operator as part of the porting process, which I've said earlier. Now, we look at also the responsibilities and obligations of customers also. The customer is the legitimate owner of the number and is the only person that can be authorized to port this number. Unauthorized or fraudulent porting request will be treated as a criminal offense. This in order to actually protect the interests of the consumers. Now, if you have an unused prepaid recharge card and you are on a prepaid platform, you will be advised to exhaust that recharge card or airtime before you are finally ported to a new operator. The cost of some calls, depending on the operator you are calling, might be different from the one you were before. So it is also the responsibility of NCC to ensure that you are fully aware of the cost of the network you are actually migrating to. So to actually achieve this, the Commission going forward will be actually getting you an update on the service in the South-South region is Operator C. Now it is left to you to make your own choice. So NCC will take the responsibility of actually getting all its subscribers informed about the tariff structure, about the quality of service structure of each of these networks. Different from the one that you are actually on. So it is also necessary for the Commission to actually notify you of the tariff structure of the network you are calling, so that you make an informed decision on whether you are going to make this calls or not. And some of the services the network operator you are migrating to might not be there. And this point is very important because it will make the network operators to actually improve and make sure that they provide all the value-added services that actually people want on that network. So that's the end of my presentation. If there's any question, I think you have a question and answer. Thank you.
Please appreciate. You have to know the nitty-gritty now, because we don't want complaints arising from this exercise to be coming to the commission when you are fully armed with the necessary information beforehand. And before the floor is thrown open, we want us to know more. The engineer has done the presentation. We have our consultant here who also shed more light on this exercise. Before we throw the floor open and ask the service providers to tell us what they are doing and the preparation, then we can now interact with them fully. I will call on the SCC consultant, so pardon me if I don't know your name now, to please address the audience on what you are doing for the commission on number continuity.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Bambiton. I'm a senior consultant, KPMG, and I'm the project team lead for number portability Nigeria. I think what I will just focus on is maybe explaining further how you're going to port. I think you would have less interaction with the MPC. The MPC is more for the operators. So let me just explain again what you will do to port. If you want to port your number, that means you want to change your operator and retain your phone number. What it means is you go to the operator you would like to change to, not your current operator. You go to your new operator. When you get to the office, you'll be required to fill and sign the form. The form is called the Porting Authorization Request Form. And the reason why we call it is because the form will have some disclaimers. It will have what porting will do and what porting will not do. For instance, network within an operator. You are probably on an on-net call. If you port, if one of the family members ports to another operator, that family member will now be on an off-net call. It means your call will not be cheaper. You need to be aware of some of these things. So when you're signing the porting authorization form, you will have a list of checklists informing you of what porting will do and what porting will not do. And when you sign that form, you are saying you can go ahead and port my number. Now, even when you sign that form, we will still not port your number until you send an SMS from your mobile number. We want to ensure that it is the owner of the phone number that wants to port. So you send an SMS, we will define what you text to a predefined number, and then it is when the MPC, which you don't really need to know much about, it is when that MPC receives that number, the port request, that the porting authorization starts. Also, I think Engineer has also highlighted the fact that we have to confirm your registration with the same registration database. So once you send me your port request, you will send it with some of your details that you fill on the form, your name, state of origin, sex, or whatever. And we'll match that to the same registration database, the same registration information that you provided your operators when you did your same registration. So it is only when you are confirmed that you're registered, the porting process will start. And then you'll be informed that your porting process has started. And then within 48 hours, you'll be asked to change your SIM. You will actually need to change SIM. So if you are operator A SIM right now, when you change to operator B, you'll be given a new SIM, and then you remove your old SIM. That is when you get an SMS. Once you get the SMS saying, porting request complete, please change SIM, you will remove the old SIM and you will start the new SIM. And then you are active immediately on the new network with the same mobile number. So I hope it's clear that way. Okay. Thank you.
One key point here is that you must get your number registered. Let me ask us here, who has not registered his mobile number? That person maybe is not in Nigeria. Okay, who has registered his or number, indicate by raising up. Give yourself a round of applause. This service is only available to those who have registered their number, so that your details, everything about you has been captured during the registration exercise, and you are properly identified, so that I cannot take Mr. AC and go to another network and say, I want to, or if I know his number, I want to port this number from my network to so network. That will not be permitted. But in the presentation, it was said that it amounts to a criminal offense if you do that. So please, if you have not registered, the window of opportunity is still there for you. Quickly do that before the data is harmonized. MC, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's put it together once again. Without further ado, I would like to inform you that you have to make sure your phones are either switched off or put on silent so that we can have some order in this place. Thank you very much. We move to the next item, which will be the contributions from the service providers here present. And in no particular order, we will be taking presentations or contributions from MTN, Etisalat, Airtel, and Globacom. We have 5 minutes each. So one representative from each of the networks, starting with MTN, and go to Etisalat, Airtel, and Globacom. Thank you very much.
MTN is ready, and we are set to. Sorry, my dear customer, I'm not in the clock, but I have to stand so I see you. MTN is set, and we are ready to abide by every regulatory intervention that creates a competitive environment for us to flourish. So we are ready for mobile number portability. It is going to help everyone. You've seen the presentation from the consultant and also the engineer for NCC. It's something we believe in passionately. And also we are ready to provide the necessary platform. When they mention the clearinghouse, those are modalities set in place that will help us to monitor a lot of things. And like the engineer said, if you don't register your number, please register so that we have this database for us to provide good services. My colleague from the engineering department maybe have something to add.
Okay, I'm Godwin Oniwu. I'm the regional technical officer for the South. From the technical perspective, we're very much ready for this. What we're waiting for is for the people we're working for, which is the NCC, to throw out a platform for us to write on it. But very much MTN is very ready, 100% in support of it. Like Engineer Abba said, it's going to create room for competition. And once there is competition, the quality of service, which is key to the service we're providing, is put in place, and then people begin to have value for the money they are paying, the money for the recharge card they are buying, and also have a very good service. So from a technical point of view, we are very ready for it, and we are committed to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please remind them to have 5.
Yes, I am there. I work for Etisalat. My name is Damian. For Etisalat, we have actually prayed for this initiative because we feel, as a new entrant, as a new operator, that this will assist us to further expand, further catch up with the other people, and apart from what it does to us as a network, it is also our conviction and belief that it aids the customer. Because I've had experiences where even my wife complains, this particular network I'm using, I can't, I wish I could move to another one, they're just giving me stress. But now you can move without your number to that network that you feel that can give you the kind of service that you want. So for the customer, it is a 100% welcome initiative. Now for us, what this is doing to the networks, you were talking about the number of portability and discussing it here, but whose